Hello everyone, greetings to one and all. In our today's episode of SAP Technical Tutorial on ABAP and ABAP and HANA concepts, we'll be dealing with an important concept called inline declaration. This will be your second ABAP and HANA syntax set, wherein the first set was discussed in my previous videos where we discussed about the code to data concept. I highly recommend you to go through those videos and all other videos of my other series in order to become an all-round developer in ABAP and ABAP and HANA fields. Now let's jump on to today's topic. In today's topic, we'll be discussing about inline declaration concept. So why do we need an inline declaration? The inline declaration basically saves us those extra code lines that we write for type declarations and the data declarations that's used against those types. And indirectly, it also helps us with the memory allocations. And the declarations are dynamic in nature in case of inline declarations. So you will understand all these points when I explain it with a proper demo. So the syntaxes under discussion today are the data declarations in the select query and the usage of asterisk symbol in the select query during join conditions. Things will be pretty clear when I take you into the demo. Now let's jump on to the demo part. So this is a sample program that I have written in order to save time. As you see here, this is our old traditional method. We have to first define the types, and then you have to define the data internal table declaration, and then use that internal table declaration in my select query. Now imagine if I want to add an extra field. Now if I have to add an extra field, say for example, Mara has several fields, right? So in case if I have to add an extra field called name of the person who changed the object, all I need to do is go here, add that particular field here in the types, right? And then I have to provide the data type for it, and then come and add it in the same sequence here, and then I have to apply the pretty printer, and then I try to activate it. Only then this works. So these are the different steps that I need to perform if I have to add a new field using old syntaxes. Now let's jump on to the new syntax. In new syntax, it's just straightforward. You just declare the internal table directly in the select query. So in case if I have to add a new field, I don't have to worry about the sequence of the field. I can add it here, or I can add it in the next line as well after created a time. Here it doesn't matter because my internal table's structure is dynamically assigned when the select query gets executed. So adding a new field is very simple, and the structure is declared on the go in the select query, through which I'm saving few code lines, I'm saving the respective memory allocations, unnecessary memory allocations, and the dynamic declaration or dynamic initialization of this particular internal table helps me in the sequence of the select query fields. I don't have to really worry about the sequence of the select query fields. And adding a new field to the select query, adding a new field to the internal table is just very easy for me. Now, this is one of the first syntax that I wanted to discuss. Now let's move to the advanced version of the new syntax. So here in this syntax, I have written a join condition, inner join. But unlike the traditional method, here we have given the option of providing asterisks in the select query, which means based upon the alias, which is B from for MAKT table, it will fetch all the entries, or in other words, all the fields of MAKT table for each entry of MATNR here. This provision is very new for us, and it is available only in the modern ABAP syntaxes from version 7.4. So I will be showing it all this in a debugger session just to understand how things work in a debugger session. So let me simply execute this program. So if you are new to debugging and if you want to understand the concepts of debugging, I recommend you to go through my debugger series, which gives a wide range of understanding on this debugger tool. Now, the first query, the old syntax, I execute it. It fetches all the entries here and it sorts. Now, in case of second query, my internal table is not initialized at this point. It just has the same number of fields as declared in the select query, and it only gets initialized and only get declared at this point, and this also works in the same way. Now, coming to the advanced select query concept, you see here, I execute this. Now I'll take you into this particular internal table. If I get you into this internal table, you can see for each material number and each so for each material number, you can see the last column, which is just B, the alias for MAKT table. When I double click here, you can see the entire structure of MAKT is brought. So the entire structure of MAKT, or in other words, the entire entry of MAKT for each of the MATNR entry in Mara table is fetched for us. So this particular feature was not available to us in our traditional method. So, in today's session, we have understood two key concepts. One is the inline declaration using the data. The second one, usage of asterisks in the select query, wherein a join condition is performed. So, the usage of this is it's helpful in bringing out all the entries of the secondary table in one go. However, whether we need those all entries or not is subject to your business requirement. So be very careful when you are using this asterisk symbol. Is it really needed? Only then go for it. But it helps us in extracting all the data of the secondary table as part of a select query with a simple code, and later you can use them in your coding using our normal developing skills. Like in the internal table, you have to expand to the deep structure of that particular field, reach out to the deep structure, and then reach out to the deep structure fields. In our case, we will reach out to first that gt underscore new syntax internal table, I mean advanced syntax internal table, reach out to a work area, and after going to the work area, reach out to the last field. And as soon as you have reached to the last field, then again you have to get into the deep structure of it and reach out to the remaining fields, which are all here. So I hope the concepts that we discussed today are clear. We will soon come back on our next videos and we'll discuss about more key technical concepts relating to ABAP and ABAP and HANA. Thank you all for your time. Peace and blessings to everyone.